soda on and see what it do. Yeah. All night. 100 of them just sold it all. Cook the sauce, all night. Hey, look, tell Migga to bring me my pink phone, you heard me? 100 of them just ordered up. Bitch, I'm a big gangster. I turn around with that foreign love. Cocaine a slanger. 100 of them just ordered up. Surrounded by the angels. Diamonds on when I'm talking love. She won't be my baby, but I'm afraid to fall in love. Say I only get excited when the pack touchdown. Pray that we don't get indicted in the trap uptown. Bitch, I'm a big gangster. I turn around with that foreign love. Cocaine a slanger. 100 of them just ordered up. Give me that money, little nigga. You knowing that I'ma do right with it. Private charter, they snorting that tartar. I got them surrounded by white women. I got them looking like Paris Hilton. Each one of my teeth got a carrot in it. Hey, I think my plug racist. All he sent is white. They going dumb into somewhere I'm from. Got a drum on a gun like a parrot. They say that I'm making a major mistake for delivering weight, but I barely listen. I got a play that I'm about to go make for like 200K and I'm out of minutes. I can remember the day when this shit was a shame and I didn't even have a penny. Brand new apartment and we couldn't afford a new furniture. Put us a mattress in. When broken them all, I was trying to keep up with the images. Still had to stack and get it. My daughter turned 1 on a Sunday. Next morning on Monday, I had to go back to prison. My woman was pregnant with Gaza. I put it in throttle and got a new pad to live in. My sister was crying. She wanted a new body. I went out and got her some ass to live. Grinding the penniless, showing no sympathy. Don't let the industry gas a nigga. When bought me some diamonds, I did it for myself, but I never really been flashy with it. Kicking myself in the ass, I went tatted the face of a snake on the back, my kidney. Shit, I give any man a chance, you heard me? Once you show me you pussy, that fallback game in full effect. Look, you can leave your gun in the car, dick. Look abreast, I'ma speak for him. Bitch, I'm a big gangster. I turn around with that foreign love. Cocaine a slanger. 100 of them just ordered up. Surrounded by the angels. Diamonds on when I'm talking love. She won't be my baby, but I'm afraid to fall in love. Say I only get excited when the pack touchdown. Pray that we don't get indicted in the trap uptown. Bitch, I'm a big gangster. I turn around with that foreign love. Cocaine a slanger. 100 of them just ordered up. These niggas showing me anger. They taking it out on me. Hit the booth after I hang up with Maceo Haziz. I really fuck with dude for real. Disruptive behavior eluded meals. Truly been given a taste. Considered the taste for knowing what foolish is. OC on the road when the coca was slow, but I still was on go. I was moving pills. Money discussion ain't asking a nigga for nothing. You look like a fool for real. Thumbing through hundreds, attempting to limit consumption of drinking. I'm through with this. Caught me ahead in a few attempts. Caught me in the gap with a cooler kid. Depressing as hell when you step on the scale. Thinking, damn, I got fat out and grew some tits. Supposed to be Muslim, but they started judging me. Laser removing the crucifix. I hear Rodeo, I'm not on the payroll. I shot to Laredo to do it big. Shout out to players who moving bricks. Breaking the package down, booming niggas. I throw you a 4-8, 2 for 6. Stand on the jack and I'm too legit. I stand in the kitchen and do the food. Way on the digit, 1 tool and 6. Scraping the dish, she get her a push on the pipe and say Superman do exist. Moving the wrist, that's moving shit. Ain't moving like them, that's goofy shit. Call me a blessing cause I'm a perfectionist. Shorty put ticking a booty big. Tell him it's wonder this shit turning people to zombies and I don't approve of this. I got what you want, I deliver the focus up under the trunk of the Honda Civic. My partner denied me, his bitch started biting and he didn't want me to fuck her with it. Well, damn. You know I ordered up. You know the pack landed, nigga. You seen the pack in the room when you came to this bitch, nigga. You know what's up with me. Yeah, big general. Oh, man, I only get excited when the load touchdown. Bitch, I'm a big gangster. I turn around with that foreign love. Cocaine a slanger. 100 of them just ordered up. Surrounded by the angels. Diamonds on when I'm talking love. She won't be my baby, but I'm afraid to fall in love. Say I only get excited when the pack touchdown. Pray that we don't get indicted in the trap uptown. Bitch, I'm a big gangster. I turn around with that foreign love. Cocaine a slanger. 100 of them just ordered up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, as always, Miguel Magallon. And as always, President, Founder, CEO of Magallon Entertainment. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the podcast. It is the one, the only, the motherfucking general coming at you guys from an undisclosed location in an undisclosed city at an undisclosed time. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves for war. Once again, tonight, I am going to do an update on all of my recession-proof stocks. As you guys know, about, what was it, like 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, something like that, I came out with a double barrel shotgun play, and I came out with 2 clips fully loaded. One of them was recession proof stocks part 1, and then there was recession proof stocks part 2. And then for those of you guys who are maxed out VIP subscribers across the country and around the world, all the maxed out VIP subscribers of Magallon Entertainment, you guys got a 3rd clip, and it was the most exclusive clip probably on the entire podcast this entire year, and that was the curse clip. Still getting a lot of questions in regards to that. So for those of you guys who are VIP subscribers and you guys invested some money into that stock, congratulations. That stock has almost doubled since I recommended it. It is my favorite recession stock in the entire New York Stock Exchange. Let me say that again. Out of every stock on the entire stock market, the stock that I talk about on the curse clip, which is basically, again, only for VIP subscribers, but the stock that I talked about on that clip for all you VIP subscribers listening to me tonight, that's slowly but surely becoming my favorite stock on the entire fucking stock market this year. And again, I'm going to talk about recession stocks. I'm going to talk about, companies and stocks that are going to benefit from this recession. Again, a lot of companies, a lot of businesses, a lot of people, average Americans, they're really going to feel pain. They're going to hurt. They're going to go through a fucking war zone. It's going to be a massacre of low-income families, lower middle-class families, low-income families. Like, poor people in this country, what do we always say? Who feels a recession the most? Rich people or poor people? Poor people, right? And I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of companies, there's going to be a lot of businesses, and there's going to be a lot of people that go through a fuck ton of pain through this recession, especially as layoffs continue to pick up more and more and more as we get into August, September, October, as more and more workers start to get their hours cut back at work, and as more and more analysts come out and basically admit that we're in an economic downturn. The pain is just fucking beginning. Let me say it again. The pain is just beginning. I've been talking about it for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months. And some of you motherfuckers listen, and some of you motherfuckers are like, nah, I don't know, Miguel. I don't know what you're talking about. Doesn't look that bad to me. Doesn't look like that bad from where I'm sitting from. Now all of a sudden, 2 months later, 3 months later, 4 months later, Miguel, it's getting so much worse, Miguel. General, save me. General, what do I do? I see what you're talking about now. Oh my God, it's getting so bad. Oh my God. I'm like, I know, huh? If only you had listened back then, you stupid pendejo. Anyways. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this recession is going to continue to get worse. We are only in wave 3 of the recession. I told you wave 1 happened February, March. Wave 2 ended up happening in April, May, and June. And now we are officially in wave 3, which is June, July, August. And then wave 4, ladies and gentlemen, is August, September, October. We will go through wave 4 of this recession. If you want to know more about the waves of the recession, listen to the clip that I put out a couple of weeks ago, literally called Waves of the Recession. And I tell you how this shit is going to fall apart, how this shit is going to go through, how this shit is going to end up happening, brick by brick, piece by piece, layer by layer, wave by wave. All you got to do is fucking listen. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you guys tonight Recession Proof Stocks Part 3. We're going to do an update on all the stocks that I talked about on Part 1 and Part 2. I'm going to do a quick recap on all the stocks that I talked about last night. Again, my 2 new big swing trades in the entire stock market right now. I just put on those positions this morning when the stock market opened. I'm going to do a quick recap on those. Again, I am adding new money to these stocks, and I'm investing in them in new and different ways, and I am continuing to stack shares, stack options calls, and I am dumping more money into both of those big new swing trades because I continue to see more and more economic data that is clear as fucking day that the average American, the average consumer is going through fucking pain right now. And the more I see that economic data, the more I'm talking to people on the streets, the more I'm talking to my soldiers in the motherfucking trenches, the more it is clear as fucking day. The average American is feeling the fucking pain right now. And now, slowly but surely, the middle class are starting to call me, starting to text me, and they're starting to say, General, shit's getting fucked up right now, bro. And I'm just sitting back telling them, I know, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast tonight. Welcome to the one, the only, the Magallon Entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the recession. Let's talk about recession-proof stocks. And let's talk about where I am putting my money and what I am doing with my portfolio. Ladies and gentlemen, let us begin. We begin with a thank you. I want to do a thank you before we begin and just continue to say thank you every single day. God is good. God is great. God is amazing. Continues to bless me every day of my fucking life. I must have done something great in the past life, or, maybe he just loves me and everything I'm trying to do here on the podcast. But God is great. God is amazing. And he continues to bless me every single day. And he continues to bless me with loyal VIP subscribers and clients across the country and around the world. Again, 70,000 subscribers, over 30 countries, over 15 time zones. I mean, damn. Motherfuckers are signing up to this podcast left and right. Thank you to everyone that continues to recommend this podcast to their friends, their families, their coworkers, their baby mama, their baby daddy, their primos, their primas, their tias, their tios, their titiritias, their titiritios, their abuela, all their coworkers, all their friends, all their homies, and everyone on their fucking block in the neighborhood, and everyone that they go to school with, and everyone that they go to work with. You continue to tell everyone in your life and everyone in your family about this podcast, and I appreciate all you guys who are doing it. I know some of them aren't going to listen. I know some of them aren't going to give a fuck. I know some of them are going to be like, I don't know. What if it doesn't work out? I don't know, bro. And then you're just going to be like, all right, don't listen. Stay broke then, bitch. Fuck. You know what I mean? I'm trying to help you out, but you ain't going to listen, then fuck it. Trust me, I know you guys are trying to recommend my podcast to a lot of people in your life, a lot of people in your communities, a lot of people in your family. And again, some of them are going to listen. They're going to change their mindset. They're going to change their behavior. And they're going to start doing what the fuck they got to do to provide a better life, not just for their future, but for their future kids, their future grandkids, and their future great-grandkids. And the other ones are going to do what? Keep spending all their money on blunts, hoes, loose-ass pussy, and modelos. Because that's the only thing they know, that's the only thing they want, and that's the only way they want to live their life. They think it's all hee-hee, ha-ha now. 5-10 years later, they're going to be like, fuck, bro, I can't believe I'm still working here, bro. Some people just got to learn the hard way. Some people just ain't meant to be rich. Some motherfuckers in this economy are just meant to stay broke forever. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Some motherfuckers are just destined to be broke as fuck. And the rest of you are saying, nah. Not me. Fuck that shit. I want the bag. I want the moolah. I want the dinero. I want the feria. I want the cash. I want that compound interest, General. Sign me up. So, to all my VIP subscribers across the country and around the world that continue to blow up my phone every single night, telling me they love the podcast, telling me they're waiting for the next VIP clip, telling me that they can't wait for me to drop new exclusive clip for VIPs only, and everyone's always waiting for the next live stream. To all my VIPs across the country and around the world, I just want to say thank you. Nothing but love, nothing but support. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and thank you for rolling with your one, your only, your motherfucking general. With that being said, let us begin our recap of the night. So, we begin tonight. I'm going to start with my two big new swing trades. Again, these aren't necessarily new stocks. I've been talking about them for weeks and weeks and months. But again, these are stocks that I'm continuing to put new money in, and I'm investing in them in new ways inside of my portfolio. Again, this is where I'm putting new money in and where I'm continuing to do new ways in my portfolio, right? Investing in them in new ways. Number one, say no mas. It's the motherfucking Dollar General for the motherfucking general, right? I love Dollar General, ticker symbol DG. I love Dollar Tree, ticker symbol is DLTR. Just a quick recap off last night. I told you guys last night that when the stock market opened this morning, I was going to start buying some call options. I did that in the portfolio. And again, let me pop up the ticker symbols here because I want to make sure I get the numbers right. For Dollar General, ticker symbol DG, that one's trading at around like 240, 250, right? So I got the strike calls, again, in the money strike calls, and I got the strike calls at that 240 mark, and the expiration dates on the call options, I got some for February, March, and April right now. Again, I don't really want to go too much past April. I think April's kind of, where I'm going to reevaluate things. And again, as a recap, for those of you guys who listen to the clip, Waves of the Recession, I do believe we're still in wave 3 of the recession. Wave 4 of the recession is going to begin August, September, October. And then, 4. Excuse me, I'm fucking up here. Wave 4 of the recession will begin August, September, October. But wave 5, because again, there's 5 waves in the recession. It comes in fucking waves. It comes in fucking cycles. Wave 5 of the recession, I do not believe wave 5 of the recession begins until January, February, March. That's probably when wave 5 of the recession hits. And I think that's hopefully when we get a bottom in the economy. Now, again, I want to be very specific because I've been very clear on these clips on the podcast. The stock market will bottom before the economy bottoms. Let me say it again. The stock market will bottom before the economy bottoms. Let me say it one last time in case you guys fucking don't understand. The stock market will find a bottom before the economy finds a bottom. Okay? Because again, stocks are always considered leading indicators, not lagging ones. So, with that being said, have we found the bottom already in the stock market? Some people are saying yes. Actually, a lot of people are saying yes. And the bears are like, nope, there you go again. Este way, pinche pendejo, keeps thinking we found the bottom. And every time he thinks we find the bottom, whoosh, pull that rug out under his dumb ass, right? So a lot of the bears are still holding firm. We still have one leg lower. A lot of bears still believe we have one leg lower. A lot of the bulls are like, nah, bro, we're going to go up from here, bro. We're going to start mooning, bro. And so there's still a debate on Wall Street. Do we have one leg lower, or was the market bottom, the stock market bottom, back in basically June? And there's some stocks, honestly, that already found their bottom. Like, it feels like they found their bottoms like back in March and April. And ever since then, they've kind of just been bouncing higher, but they haven't really gone lower since March and April. Other stocks looks like they found their bottom for the year in, like I said, June timeframe. But again, the bears continue to say we have one more leg lower. Now, they're not saying we're going to go down, 50% from here, but they are saying we still have one last push lower. And we have not seen the lows for the year. We haven't seen the lows in the year for Bitcoin. We haven't seen the lows of the year for crypto. We haven't seen the lows for the years when it comes to stocks. So again, a lot of the bears, and I just want you guys to be aware of this, a lot of the bears say we still have one last leg lower. One last push lower. Again, how much lower? They're saying it's going to be a brand new low for the year. Probably not much lower than we are right now, but it'll be lower, okay? And I just want you guys to be cognizant. Now, we go to the bulls. The bulls are saying, nah, bro, we have set the low for the year, and we're going to go not necessarily double and triple from here, but we are going to start grinding higher from here, and the low was set back in June. And ever since June, pretty much all of July, the last 30 days it feels like the market's kind of just been grinding higher. We go higher, then we take a small step back, and then we take a big push forward, then we take a small step back, then we take a big push forward, then we take a small step back. And I think you kind of seen that with Bitcoin. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to Bitcoin. I assume most of you guys have, if you're heavily invested in Bitcoin as I am. We hit that low at 17,500. I think that was a low it's been like almost 2 months, a month and a half ago since that 17,500 mark. So we hit it, then we bounced up to 20, came back down to 18, went back to 20, came back down to 19, went back to 20, went back down to 19.5, and then we just blow past 20, go all the way to 22, go back down to 20, go back up to 22, come back to 21. Go back to 22, go back down to 21 and a half. And then we blow past 22, and now we're up here like 23, 24. And then we might go back down to 22, push back to 24, back down to 22 and a half, bounce back to 24. Again, it's like one big step forward, a little step back. Then big step forward, little chiquito, tiny step back. And then one big step forward, and then one chiquito, muy chiquito, ay, como no, little lindo, and then boom, take off to the upside. You know what I mean? It's just like big step forward, baby step back. Big step forward, baby step back. Like, that's what it kind of feels like. Are you guys getting that feeling where it feels like we get to a new area, then we got to test the old area again, bounce back up, test, go a little bit lower again, go back up. But it kind of feels like every week or every 2 weeks, we're I wouldn't say setting a new high, but we're going higher than we were 2 weeks before. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's kind of a back and forth, but it feels like the wave or the trend or the momentum, at least for like the last 30 days, it feels like it's been going to the upside. You see it with Bitcoin. You see it with a lot of cryptos. I mean, have you guys been paying attention to Ethereum? My God, ay Dios mío. Ethereum's out here. It's up like 55, 65, 75%. Y'all see that shit? I think the low for Ethereum, again, if it is the low for the year, the bears still say we have one last push lower, and this is all just a fucking trap. It's all a setup. They're going to pull the rug from us again, like they did in April, like they did in May, like they did in June, and they're saying, here it comes again. Este way doesn't listen, pinche baboso, just doesn't fucking listen. The bears are adamant. They are adamant. We still have one leg lower. But if it was the low for the year and the bulls are right, then what's the low for the year on Ethereum? It was like almost $900. It was give or take about 900, right? If that is the low for the year, then Ethereum basically went from 900, and where the fuck's Ethereum right now? Let me check it. As I record the clip tonight, it's not giving me the price. I see about 1,500 right now. I'm looking at like 1,600. But again, go back, what was it, a month ago? July, yeah, middle of July. No, excuse me. Where was that? June. In the middle of June, basically 1 month ago, in the middle of June, like June, I want to say it was June 18th. It was like $990. You guys seeing that? And here I am recording this clip on like July, was it July 18, July 19 right now? So it's basically been 30 days. And again, if you guys just look at that shit, if that is the low for the year and we're quote unquote going higher from here, you know, then it's basically up already 50, 60% since that low, right? Now, again, we've had some fake outs. We've had some big fake outs going back into April. April, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Tesla, everything hit I wouldn't say hit a new all-time high, but it went back to where we started the year back in April, right? And so all the pain we went through in February and March, it was basically wiped out, and everything, quote unquote, went back to its old highs in April, and then everything collapsed. And then when we get to May, it felt like May, it was going to be the floor. It's okay, it's fine, you know what I mean? And then after that, by the time we got to June, we went lower again. So, you know, one last time, the bears still believe we have one leg lower, and we're going to have one final push lower, and that final push, in their opinion, is probably going to happen in August. In their opinion, the market is going to take that one last leg lower in August. In their opinion, the market's going to take that one last push, that one last leg, that one last flush. The market's going to take us lower, and it's going to happen in August. However, I would also say most of those bears believe that once we get that final flush, that final push, that final dip, that final drop, however you want to phrase it, categorize it, name it, once that happens, that they believe that will actually be the low for the year. The bears are like, nah, bro, nah, we're going higher from here, bro. So I guess it's kind of like glass half empty, glass half full. The glass half full is, you know, we're done, we already hit the low. But, but the glass half empty is like, no, we still have one more leg lower. But in either situation, even if we go one last leg lower, you know, they're basically all saying that September, October, November, December, we're probably going to start grinding higher, regardless if we hit the low or not. They basically all agree that September, October, November, December, last 4 months of the year, they all believe we're just going to start grinding higher. Now, does that mean stocks are going to double every day? No. Does that mean stocks and crypto and Bitcoin are going to double every month? No. But it does mean that we are going to start grinding higher. And again, that goes to what I was just saying. Look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin a month ago was like under 18,000. Today it's above 22,000, right? Now, did it go from 18,000 to 22,000 overnight? No, this shit's been kind of like lagging like a motherfucker, right? It is higher than it was a month ago, but it hasn't been smooth, has it? It's kind of been like back and forth, kind of just getting on your fucking nerves. Yeah, welcome to investing, guys. So again, Bitcoin gets to 18,000, gets to 20. Comes back down to 18, goes back to 20. Then it comes to 19, goes back to 20. Goes to 19.5, goes back to 20. And then it pops all the way to 22, comes back to 20. Comes back up to 22, comes down to 21, goes back to 22, comes back to 21 and a half. So again, in technical analysis, we call this setting a higher low. And when you set a higher low from a technical perspective, that usually means that the base consolidation is going very well and you're seeing a lot of accumulation over and over again. That's why every time we do dip, we're not hitting a lower low. We're hitting higher lows, which means every dip, is higher than the previous one. And the reason for that is because the time difference between each of those dips, there's been more people accumulating. I hope that kind of makes sense to you. So anyways, though, that's kind of what we're seeing right there with crypto. That's kind of what we're seeing with Bitcoin. And that is the consensus for the bulls and the bears right now. When it comes to Bitcoin, when it comes to Ethereum, when it comes to crypto in general, and when it comes to the entire stock market, right? Now, going back to the economy, I want to make sure you guys are, very understanding of this. Stocks bottom before the economy. Stocks bottom before the economy. Always remember that shit. So even if stocks did find their floor, whether it was last month or whether, we're going to have that final push lower in August and we hit the brand new floor in August and then we start grinding higher from there, in either situation, no one expects the economy to really recover until probably summer of next year, summer 2023, right? So that means August, September, October, people are still going to lose their jobs. People are still going to lose their hours. People are still going to lose their sources of income. People are still going to hurt financially. And I think this is what pisses people off about economic downturns, is because sometimes the economy can be dog shit. Sometimes your monthly income can get all fucked up. Sometimes your personal finances can be an absolute shitstorm. And yet the stock market's rallying, stocks are rallying, crypto's rallying, Bitcoin's rallying, Ethereum's rallying, Cardano's rallying. And everyone's like, what the fuck? How come everything's doing great? But I look at my bank account and it's not doing great. That shit looks sick like a motherfucker. That's just on life support right now. How the fuck is like my finances all fucked up? How come my, How come like my wages are just not paying as much as they used to, right? And I think that's what frustrates people, because they have to remember that stocks are looking at what the economy looks like 6 to 9 months from now, not what the economy looks like 6 to 9 days from now. So again, if stocks did find their floor in June, or if it finds its floor in August, whenever that floor is actually set, that doesn't change the fact that the economy is going to continue to drag ass and suck ass probably until summer of next year, which means average Americans are going to continue to be in pain. Average Americans are still going to start, feeling that fucking hurt, that fucking murder's row, right? Because again, inflation is coming down, that's what everyone's saying, but even if inflation is coming down, it's not coming down enough. Right? Rents are still going up. Food is still more expensive than it was 12 months ago. Gas is still more expensive than it was 12 months ago. Everything at Walmart's still more expensive than it was 12 months ago. Right? But guess what? Your wages isn't more than what it was 12 months ago. Your salary isn't more than it was 12 months ago. Right? And so again, that's where the average American is going to continue to struggle and continue to feel that pain. But as always, rich people, don't worry about them. They're going to be alright. But your homies, Nah. Your homies ain't gonna be alright. Your homies gonna be hurting like a motherfucker. And so that leads me into my two big swing trades right now. Again, Dollar General, Dollar Tree. As a reminder, I am continuing to buy the stocks individually. So I own Dollar Tree and I own Dollar General inside my portfolio. And I did buy the call options this morning. For Dollar General, I bought them, I think the strike call was around 240, I believe. And then for Dollar Tree, I think it was like around 150, somewhere around there. And like I said, I loaded up on call options that expire February, March, and April. But I don't want to go past April, because wave 5, hopefully, in my opinion, wave 5 of the recession, which is, again, the pits of hell. This is when everything fucking breaks apart. You're not going to see that until we get until January, February, March. Now, once that happens, how long until the economy, quote unquote, recovers? Again, I think the recovery will probably start to happen in spring of next year. And then by the time we get to summer of next year, I think we start grinding higher as an economy. but it's not going to happen overnight, and it's, we're not going to get quote unquote to where we used to be, in 1 month. It's going to be a grind higher. You know what I mean? There's going to be push-ups, and there's going to be pullbacks, push-ups, pullback. You're going to have contractions in the economy. Some things are going to quote-unquote recover faster than other parts. Some industries are going to weather this recession fairly well. Other industries in this economy are going to absolutely be a shitstorm. So, again, when it comes to recessions, some companies thrive in recessions. Some companies tank during recessions. Some companies just don't give a fuck, right? And so again, once the economy hopefully turns around and starts to go, get better, and you start to see more job hirings and interest rates hopefully come back down because the Federal Reserve has to pivot. Once all of these things take place, whether it's at the end of this year or early next year, it's not going to be a smooth ride back up, right? There's going to be contractions. Some industries will recover faster than others. Some sectors will recover faster than others. They will not all recover as fast as the next one. Some of them are going to be slow to recover. Some of them are going to be fast to recover. Some of them are going to drag ass. Some of them are going to absolutely fucking explode and boom to the upside. Okay? But for right now, we're not even in wave 5. We're not even in wave 4. We're still in fucking wave 3. So we still have a lot more pain in this economy to go through. And again, some of you will survive. Some of you won't. And again, going back to layoffs, which is what's going to happen in wave 4. You don't have to be the one to lose your job. You don't have to be the one to get your hours cut back. All that has to happen is one person in your family, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your son, your daughter, someone in their life, someone in your life has to get impacted by it, and now everyone's going to have to pull together to help out that family member, right? And again, what's funny is like some of you guys don't think you're going to get impacted. And then when you get impacted, you're like, fuck, I can't believe it. Some of you guys, I'm telling you, your supervisors are lying to you. Your supervisors are fucking liars, mentirosos. They're fucking lying to your fucking face. Some of you guys have supervisors and fucking, you know what I mean, like managers that swear they're telling you the truth, that swear you're going to be okay, they're not going to cut your hours back, you got job security, everything's going to be fine, don't worry about it. And then a month goes by. Now all of a sudden they don't say that as much. And then another month goes by. Now all of a sudden they start getting real quiet. Then another month goes by. Now all of a sudden they start avoiding eye contact because they know they're about to lay your ass off. And then another month goes by. And they're like, hey Brian, can you come in here for a moment? I need to speak to you for a second. Hey, what's up, boss? How's it going? Oh, it's going good, sir. It's going good. Yeah, I hate to do this, but the economy's, it's been slowing down recently, and yeah, it's been tough for the company, and unfortunately, the company's decided to, we're gonna have to start cutting back some shifts, and we're gonna have to start letting some people go here, and yeah. I hate to do this to you. I know you're a good worker. I know you work hard. I know you bust your ass off. You're one of the best guys I have out here. But unfortunately, wasn't my decision to make. But we're gonna have to let you go. We're gonna have to let you go, Brian. What? But bro, you said I was good. You said we were going to be okay. You said you got me, bro. You said job security, bro. You said we was going to be all right. Yeah, I know you're upset, Brian. I know. It's just, times have just been getting hard, and, yeah, this administration, what can I tell you? Some of them are going to blame Biden, some of them are going to blame Trump. But you know what they're not going to do? Is say that they fucking fucked up and lied to you. That's what they're not going to do. They'll blame Republicans, they'll blame Democrats. What they're not going to do is blame themselves for making you think you had job security, making you think you were going to be all right, making you think you were going to have a job moving forward. And then when those fucking cutbacks happen, whoo, some of y'all about to get smoked. But don't worry. Your supervisor, he's a good guy. I'm sure he's never lied to you a day in your life. I'm sure he's never said one thing and done another thing. I'm sure he's never made decisions behind your back without asking you what your opinion is. I'm sure they've never done that. No, never. Every supervisor in America is just a really good person. They would never fuck over their employees. Woo! Yeah, never. Supervisors, man, they're the greatest. They never do you dirty. Never. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, we continue to see an uptick in the amount of people that are going to them. They stated that on their last earnings call, which was March 25th, March 26th, and they basically came out on their earnings call and they said, you know what? We have a lot of people in the store now shopping these days. So, yeah, we've been making pretty good money, guys. We've been making pretty good money. Yeah. And then everyone's like, really? Huh? What a fucking surprise. I can't believe everyone's shopping at their store now. Wow, this is so amazing. Yeah, I wonder why. I wonder fucking why. I'm just curious. I wonder why. So, anyways, by the way, quick thing on Dollar General and Dollar Tree. Because some of you guys have been telling me like their 5-year chart looks so amazing and everything. Yeah, the 5-year chart for Dollar General, if you look at the stock 5 years ago, it was like $70 and today it's $250. And everyone points out to me, oh, General, these are the stocks I want to invest in. Look how awesome that chart looks, bro. Look how awesome that chart looks. Okay, let's pop up Dollar General because I want to explain something to you guys. Pop up Dollar General stock real quick, ticker symbol DG. And I want you to zoom in on January 18th. January 2018. Pop up the 5-year chart for Dollar General and go over to January 2018. You guys see in January 1st, 2018, again, 5-year chart for Dollar General. You guys see it was $100. It was $100. And then by May 2018, it was like $85. It fell 15%. I guarantee you that entire time the stock was falling 15%. If I had recommended this stock in 2018, I would have had subscribers everywhere just bitching and complaining and acting like little pendejas. Oh, General, it was 100, now it's 95. Oh, General, it was 95, now it's 90. Oh, General, it was 90, now it's 85. Oh, General, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't look like a big deal because 5 years later, in the future, it wasn't a big deal. But I bet you in the moment when it fell from 105 to 85 and it fell like fucking 15, 20%, I bet you people were bitching the entire way. Then you get to 2019. October 2019. Zoom in on the chart. October 2019. You guys will see the stock hit a new all-time high of $160, right? Well, by the time we get to February 2020, it's all the way at 150. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but I bet you in the moment, people were bitching about it. And then go to the last one, November 2020. November 2020, the stock was $218, $220. It pretty much traded flat for over a year. Because then when you get to November of 2021, which is basically a year later, the stock is still $220. So let me say it again. November of 2020, the stock was what? 218. November of 2021, the stock was 221. So it basically went up $3 over the course of 12 months. In the year 2020 or late 2020 and in the year 2021, this stock was absolutely dog shit. This stock fucking sucked. Dollar General and Dollar Tree, their stocks fucking sucked in 2021. But General, why did their stocks suck in 2021? Easy. Because that's when everyone was getting more stimulus than they've ever gotten in their entire fucking life. 2021 was the age of boosted unemployment, child tax credit, this, that, the other thing, fucking stimmy after stimmy. That was a time when everyone was making more money than they've ever made in their life, especially if you're poor. Because the people who benefited the most from stimmy, like actual stimulus checks, were poor people. You know what I mean? Because again, an extra like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month to them is a lot. It means a lot more to them than the guy who's driving the Beamer, Benz, or Bentley. You give the guy who's driving a Beamer, Benz, or Bentley, you give him an extra $2,000 a month or $3,000 a month. It doesn't really impact his life because that's just not a lot of money to him. But to people in low-income communities, people in low-income households, people who are living in the streets, in the slums, in the ghetto, in the barrio, in the motherfucking hood, you give them an extra $2,000, $3,000 a month? Shit, they acting like they Jay-Z and Beyonce. Don't act like I'm lying. You know what I mean? So it means a lot more to them. And so that's why a lot of people in 2021, low-income families, low-income households, let's just be honest, Normally, they would always go to places like Dollar General and Dollar Tree because, again, 80% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck and are just trying to figure out a way to, survive economic times, whether it's good or bad. But in 2021, because everyone was getting that moolah, that dinero, that feria, that green, right? When everyone was getting stimmy out the ass, again, it's more impactful for low-income families and low-income communities. Those are the people that all of a sudden went from, we go to Dollar General, we got a Dollar Tree, we go to the 99-cent store. Those are the people that said, nah, fuck that. We got money now, babe. We got paid now, babe. We got fucking stimmy now, baby girl. We going out. And now all of a sudden those people, and I know it sounds like sounds like I'm being very stereotypical here, but it is what it is, because this is what these companies told us. They told us, Dollar General and Dollar Tree, not to make fun of poor people, but they basically said, hey, in 2020, everyone was coming in the store and buying shit. And then in 2021, all of a sudden, like half our customers left, and we don't know why they left. And then Bob was out there on Wall Street saying, I know why they left. Because they're getting paid more not to work than they were making when they were actually fucking working. And then all of them that got all these fucking oopsie babies and day-day kids are getting paid $250, $350 per fucking kid. And then on top of that, the federal government wants to send out $2,000 per person per kid. And then on top of that, the state of California, the state of New York, the state of Wisconsin, the state of Illinois wants to send out state stimulus checks. And then on top of that, they want to do this and that. And there was just so much fucking stimmy that was going out there. Bob on Wall Street said, nah, you guys are going to lose all your customers, because the people that normally buy all their shit from Dollar Tree, Dollar General, 99-cent store, the people that normally would have gone there in 2021, and again, I'm not trying to knock stimmy because I know a lot of people really needed that money, but a lot of those people said, oh, well, now that we got paid, now that we got stimmy, now that we got dinero, now all of a sudden we don't need to shop here anymore. You know what I mean? And that, to me, that's what causes that psychological disconnection. And there was a psychological disconnection where people went from, oh, now we have extra money in the bank account every single month from direct deposits from the government. And everyone was just getting like all this government stimmy, right? And now all of a sudden, they're like, well, now we don't have to go to Dollar General. We don't have to go to Dollar Tree. We don't got to go to the 99-cent store. You know what I mean? I want that nice thing over there, and I want to go here, and I want to go over there, and I want to go here and there and here and there. And people started living like, a lot of poor people started living like they were middle class. I'm just going to say it. A lot of poor people started living like they're middle class, even though they don't really got that money. But for a year, for like a brief moment in their fucking life, they had all this extra money, and they started living like they were middle class. They really weren't, but they were living like they were. And so I think that's what's causing this like psychological, emotional distress that we're seeing in the recession we have now with inflation at 40 years high. Because now all of a sudden all that stimmy's gone, but prices of everything didn't go back to where they were pre-pandemic. The stimmy left, but the high inflation stayed. It actually went higher. And so now, again, it would have been one thing if like all the stimmy disappeared, but everything went back to where it used to cost, right? That'd be one thing. But unfortunately, that's not what happened. All the stimmy left, but things are more expensive than they've ever been in American history. You know what I mean? And so that's what's fucking them, because now it's a psychological adjustment that poor people are having to make of, oh shit, you mean we can't go out to Denny's? You mean you're saying we can't go out to IHOP? You thinking we can't go to Chipotle? We can't go here? We can't go there? You know what I mean? But they got so used to it in 2020 and 2021, you know what I mean? Because they had all this extra money to spend, that now that money's gone and everything's more expensive, but their paycheck stayed the same, little bitty paychecks, now all of a sudden they're like, oh, nah, baby girl, we can't go there no more. We got better take your ass back to the 99-cent store. Better take your ass back to Dollar Tree. You know what I mean? Like now all this, and that's what's causing that frustration in households. And again, for those of you guys who are married, you're seeing a lot of couples now, low-income couples, low-income families. You're seeing them fight at the family level, right? And I talked about this, on previous clips, but, this is why you're starting to see more families start to fight now. You know what I mean? Like now all of a sudden people are bitching more. Now all of a sudden people are complaining more. Now all of a sudden people are giving each other fucking attitude for no fucking reason. Now all of a sudden they're starting to snap at each other. Now all of a sudden they're starting to judge each other. Now all of a sudden they got shit to say out the side of their fucking mouth. Now all of a sudden motherfuckers got something slick to say, right? And you're starting to see it. You're starting to see it in your family. You're starting to see it in your neighbors. You're starting to see it in your homie's family. You're starting to see it everywhere across society, across our country. You're starting to see more couples start to fight. You're starting to see more couples start to argue. You're starting to see more family friction. Because now all of a sudden they're like, damn, well, all of 2021, we was doing this, we was going that. You know what I mean? I want to go to the Valley. I want to go to San Diego. I want to go to Cancun. Everyone's living that middle class lifestyle, right? The upper middle class, right? The upper room. They living all that shit up. They don't really got money like that. They thought they did because they got so much fucking stimmy. I can't overstate that. They got so much of it. You know what I mean? And again, it means a lot to them. Because even if it's only an extra $1,000 a month, an extra $2,000 a month, that extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month, it has a huge impact on their psychology. Because some of them only made $1,000, $2,000 a month to begin with. So if you give them an extra $1,000 to $2,000, you basically just doubled their income. Again, if you give that extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month to the motherfucker driving the Jaguar, you know what I mean, dude, Beamer, Benz, or Bentley, the Bugatti, the Maserati, you know what I mean, like you give it to those guys, they don't really give a fuck. It doesn't really impact their life. You know, $1,000 really isn't a lot to them. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? A lot of people just have asshole money. You know what I mean? I trust me. I have a lot of VIP subscribers and a lot of clients that make $250,000 a year, $450,000 a year, $900,000 a year. I got clients that make $6 million a year. So trust me, some of my clients I have that make $4, $5, $6 million a year, if you give them a stimmy for an extra $1,200, you really think they give a fuck? You know what I mean? Like, they really fucking don't. They wipe their ass for $1,200. You know what I mean? Like, they have $1,200 toilet paper. That's what the fuck they got. They don't give a fuck. Because there are people in this country that do make $6 million a year. You know what I mean? So, again, it doesn't impact everyone equally. But for poor people, low-income families, low-income households, they only make $1,000 to $2,000 a month. So if you give them an extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month, you just change their entire fucking life. Now all of a sudden they out here, like I said, they out here whining and dining that upper middle class. You know what I mean? Trying to get that penthouse suite, taking trips here, taking trips there. You know what I mean? That's why I said everyone was happy, smiling. Everyone was fucking rainbows and unicorns. But now that that's gone and inflation's at 40-year high, now you're starting to see that friction. Now you're starting to see that fighting. And now you're starting to see, honestly, that disappointment and that depression is starting to kick in. Because now they're like, fuck, we used to go here, we used to go there. Now here we are, back where we fucking started. Motherfucking Dollar Tree. Motherfucking Dollar Gen. Motherfucking 99-cent store. And to them, that's very depressing. Because it felt like, for a brief moment in time, they felt like they made it. For a brief moment in time, they felt like they had it like that. For a brief moment in time, they felt like they were on top of the mountain. And yeah, they weren't. It was a fake money, so to speak. It wasn't really theirs. But that's why they're so frustrated with themselves right now. That's why they're so upset with themselves right now. That's why they're so disappointed in themselves right now. Right? And so again, I know some of you guys want to sit here and bitch and complain and fucking, all this other bullshit about, Bitcoin's down like 50% and Tesla's down 40% and blah, 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 blah. But like, what's the alternative? Are you telling me that buying Tesla at $1,000 and now Tesla's $700, you're saying that's a bad decision? So what are you saying? Are you trying to tell me that spending that $1,000 on Blancos and Modelos would have been a better use of your money? Like, that doesn't change the fact that Tesla's down, right? Like, Tesla, where is Tesla right now? Pop that bitch up. Where's Tesla right now? Tesla's at 750. Okay, 750. But you go back a year ago, early 2021, right? This is 2021. In 2021, Tesla stock was 800. It fell all the way down to 600. And then it skyrocketed all the way to, what's the 52-week high? It went all the way to 1,200. And now we're back here at like 750, 800. So I get it. In the last year or so, no one's really made money in Tesla, unless you were buying it in 2020 when I told you to. But Miguel, I wasn't listening to the podcast in 2020. That's not fair. Yeah, it's not fair for you to fucking bitch and complain every day that you're not further ahead in life and it's all my fault. It's not fair to do that either. But some of you guys still do that shit every day. So how about we fucking stop with that shit too? But look, January, It was January 2021. Tesla stock was 800. And then in May, all you guys blew me up and fucking hit up my cell phone and my Gmail and kept blowing me up every day. Miguel, Tesla was 800 and now it's like 550. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? And I'm over here like, buy more. And they're like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. And I'm like, well, I told you guys to buy the dip last year when it fell to 550. I told you not to act like a little bitch and just buy the dip because it's about where the stock's going to be 5 years from now, not where the stock's going to be 5 days from now. Lo and behold, 12 months ago, Tesla was 550. Now it's 750. Oh, but Miguel, it used to be 1200. Oh, Dios mío, bitch. 5 years from now, this shit's going to be like 5-6 grand, maybe 10. 5 years from now, this shit's going to be way fucking higher than it is today. It doesn't fucking matter where the stock is today, tomorrow, next week, next month. It's about where the stock is 5 to 10 years from now. Some of you bitches just don't get it, and that's why you're meant to be poor forever. But, again, look, Tesla's $750, right? Is it a buy? Absolutely. Every person in America should own at least one share of Tesla in their portfolio. If you don't, you're a dumbass. You know what I mean? Again, I've been invested in Tesla for 8 years. So for 8 years, I've been telling all my friends and families and coworkers, everyone around me, everyone I went to college with, everyone I went to the Marine Corps with, for 8 fucking years, I've been telling people, buy Tesla, buy Tesla, buy Tesla. Right? And for 8 fucking years, I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. Are you sure? It's like, fuck, man. So look, is it a screaming buy? Absolutely. Look, if the bears are right and we go one leg lower, maybe Tesla, where was Tesla? A month ago, Tesla was $600. If the bears are right and we get one last leg lower, one last flush lower, then guess what? Tesla's probably going back to 600. But again, who gives a fuck? It's about 5 to 10 years from now. Who gives a fuck? Still higher than the low of last year. Again, last year the low was like 550. So I don't think we're going to see Tesla at 550, If we do, hallelujah. That's the fucking dip of a lifetime right there. And if you don't, oh well. So, it's kind of like one of those things. Oh yeah, so what was I saying? If you had bought Tesla at $1,000, let's say you bought Tesla at the all-time high at $1,000, or earlier this year. Yeah, wasn't Tesla like $1,000 to start the year? If you bought Tesla earlier this year at $1,000, and now it's $750, that means you're down about 25%, right? This is factually true. If you bought Tesla earlier this year at $1,000 and today it's around $750, that means you lost $250 so far, right? But are you trying to tell me that was a bad decision and that the right decision would have been to spend that money going out with your friends that don't give a fuck about you? They're probably trying to fuck your girl on the side and you just don't know it. Are you trying to tell me that would have been a better use of your money? Because I look at everyone who got all that stimmy back in 2021, and again, I'm not saying they shouldn't have gotten that stimmy. A lot of them needed it, but I'm just asking you, where did all that money go? Because it didn't go to investing, it didn't go to buying a house, and it didn't go to fixing their stank-ass credit score. So where did all that extra $2,000, $3,000 a month, stimmy after stimmy after stimmy after stimmy, child tax, boosted unemployment, this, that, the other, state stimmy, federal stimmy, where did all that shit go in 2021? Because again, it did not go to buying a house. Most of you are still renting. It did not go to fixing your stank-ass credit score. Most of your guys' credit score honestly sucks dick. So where the fuck did that money go to? You didn't invest it. You didn't buy a house. You didn't fix your credit. You didn't fix your life. You're still in the same fucking hood. Where did that money go to? You know what I mean? So yeah, you guys can say, man, if I had bought stocks and Bitcoin and crypto back then, it'd be down a lot. Yeah, but if you had spent it on all the stupid shit you did spend it on, it would be worth what right now? Zero. Nothing. Absolutely nada. You would have got drunk one night, don't even remember the rest of the night, and now you're over here like, fuck, that was a waste. So, anyways, that's my kind of quick rant on that. So, yeah, I think you're going to continue to see more and more people go into Dollar General and go into Dollar Tree. And that leads me with a quick update on another stock that I recommended. And this is a stock that it's not doing a lot right now, and it's not supposed to. I think this stock probably doesn't explode until we get to wave 4 of the recession. So write this shit down. This stock will not explode until we get to wave 4 of the recession. This stock will not explode until we get to wave 4 and 5 of the recession. And I talked about this about a month ago, and I just want to give you guys a quick update on it, so that way you guys are always on track with me. The name of that stock is EZPW. Ticker symbol is EZPW. Ticker symbol is EZPW. This is fucking pawn shops. This is a pawn shop stock. They own fucking hundreds and thousands of pawn shop locations across the country, and even in places like South America and Europe. They operate payday fucking advance places, all that shit, payday loans, all that bullshit that they put in all the fucking low income neighborhoods because they know people are going to need the money and they're going to fall for that high ass fucking interest rate traps. This is them. This is the fucking devil. This is it. It's pawn shops. And again, the reason I think the stock is going to explode when we get to wave 4 and wave 5 of the recession is because when we get to that place and the layoffs start happening nationwide, again, it doesn't have to impact you. You can keep your jobs. You can keep your hours at work. But it just has to impact your wife. It has to impact your husband. It has to impact your mom, your dad, your kids. The list goes on, right? When you start to see layoffs happen across the country, when you start to see hours getting cut back across the country, I told you guys, I think places like travel are going to get hit hard. I think places like casinos are going to see a complete fucking downfall. Rich people are always going to go to the casino, but all the poor people aren't going to be able to go no more because they don't even have enough money for food and gas. You think they really got money to be playing $100 on blackjack? No, right? So I think you see things like casinos. I think you see things like restaurants. I think you see things like strip clubs. All of these different like industries and sectors of the economy, they're already starting to tell you they're seeing less people. Holy fuck, nobody's here, right? You're starting to see it. I saw an article that some of the strip clubs in Atlanta, Georgia, are starting to close Monday through Friday, and they said that normally they're open 7 days a week, pretty much almost 24 hours a day. But the reason they're shutting down Monday through Friday is because they say we used to get like at least 20, 30, 40 people a night, even Monday through Friday. Now it's like 6 people show up on a Tuesday. Like all of a sudden, shit's getting tight. Shit's getting fucking a little tighter. Again, those 6 people that showed up, they're probably rich people that don't give a fuck. But again, strip clubs in Atlanta, Georgia are literally telling you, even on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night, they were still seeing about 30, 40 people a night show up. Now they said they have nights where only 6 people show up. So you're starting to see that contraction. Money's getting fucking tight. To be honest, some of the motherfuckers shouldn't be in the strip club to begin with. They ain't got no money. They better be fixing their fucking life. It's funny how much like money poor people spend on stupid shit. Again, some of you guys, you're spending so much money chasing loose ass pussy. It's embarrassing. You're playing yourself right now. It's sad. What a fucking disgrace. Pathetic. But anyways, so I mean, again, you're starting to see shit like that happen. So certain industries, certain sectors, they're going to continue to get declines in revenue, decline in customer activity, decline in fucking membership. You're starting to already see it. When these nationwide layoffs start to happen, and they happen in a big seismic way, August, September, October, I'm fucking telling you now, that is the moment pawn shops are going to see an absolute explosion in this country, and you're going to start to see Americans everywhere starting to go to the pawn shop. Because again, they already sold all their assets. They sold all their Bitcoin, they sold all their Shibu, they sold all their Dogecoin, they sold all their Ethereum. All the poor people sold all that shit back in February, March, right? Then they started using credit cards in April, May, June. Now all of a sudden we're in June, July. They're not making car payments. 8 million Americans didn't pay their rent on time. Now you're seeing people not paying credit cards. Like, you're starting to already see that June, July. And so what's going to happen is they're going to start to hurt for more money. And it's really fucked up. I'm not saying this is good. I'm not saying that this is the way the world should be. I'm just telling you the way this fucking shit's going to play out. And it's up to you if you're going to make money in it or not. Right? And so again, pawn shops, I hate to tell you to go make money with the devil, but fuck. If he's the only one that got a paycheck, then, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And I'm telling you right now, whether you like it or not, pawn shops are going to fucking make money. Why? Because one, most of them have a lot of time on their side. And two, they're basically buying everything on pennies on the dollar. You see what I'm saying? So what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to start to go to these pawn shops. And again, you're going to start to see it when layoffs happen and hours start to get cut back August, September, October. And what always happens at a pawn shop, motherfuckers show up there with their $6,000 Rolex. Like, hey, what up, bro? Yo, I just need some money real quick. Shit kind of tight right now. You feel me, fool? Hey, yo, I got this Rollie though right here, bro. Dog, I paid like 6 G's for this shit, bro. I got the receipt right here. Matter of fact, right here, look, I got 6 G's I paid for this. But you know what? I'll take like 2, dog. I'll take like 2. And then the pawn shop owner's like, okay, yeah, I'll give you 200. And then the dude's always like, nah, bro, 2 G's. The fuck you talking about? I paid like 6 for this. You gotta give me at least 2 G's for it. Nah, you like 200. Matter of fact, make it 100. And then dudes always flip out at the pawn shop. No, that's fucked up, bro. How the fuck you only gonna give me $30, $40, blah, 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 blah. You know, and it goes to all that bullshit, right? We all seen it. But it happens, right? And so that's how pawn shops are going to make a killing in this environment, because people are going to be forced to go to the pawn shop when they have no other fucking choice. They're going to go in there with their overpriced fucking bullshit, the flat screen TV that they paid like 10 G's for, but they'll take 5, right? Like all that bullshit ass hustle they doing. They're going to come in there with their flat screens, with their rollies, with their diamond rings, their diamond necklaces, their stupid busted ass cars no one gives a fuck about. Like, people are going to start going to the pawn shop and start trying to offload all this excess shit that honestly they shouldn't have bought in the first fucking place, but they wanted to look good for the gram because they thought it was going to help them get some pussy. I know I keep saying pussy, but you know, let's be honest, ladies. There's only 2 things motherfuckers care about: their dick and pussy. Like, that's the average man in America. Let's not pretend it's any other way. So anyways, a lot of these dudes got all this extra stupid shit because they thought it was going to make them look cool on Snapchat and TikTok and Instagram, and you know what I mean? They thought it was going to help them pull game. It didn't. You're still a fucking loser, but whatever. They thought. They played themselves, as DJ Khaled would said. You played yourself. So again, I think you're going to start to see people start to show up to these pawn shops with all this excess shit that they shouldn't have paid for in the begin with, but they're going to show up now and they're going to try to pawn it. And they're trying to get 40-50% of what they paid for it, like a dumbass. Never been to a pawn shop. You don't know how this hustle works. And the pawn shop owner is going to be like, oh, you paid like 10 G's for it? That's cool. I got like $50, bro. And then people are going to throw a fucking bitch ass attitude. But at the end of the day, some of them are going to say yes. Why? Because they need the fucking money. So the pawn shop buys a $10,000 Rolex for like 50 fucking bucks, right? And then there you go. The guy goes off on his way, all fucking butthurt, starts contemplating his life, can't believe what he did, all mad and shit. But honestly, he has no one to blame but himself. He has no one to blame but himself. You know what I mean? Like, he has nobody to blame but himself. You know, and I get it. If you had bought 10 shares of Tesla at $1,000 each for $10,000, that $10,000 is only worth $7,500 because, oh my gosh, Tesla's down 25% this year. Again, if he had spent that $10,000 to buy Tesla at $1,000 a share, that's 10 shares for $1,000 a piece. That's $10,000. Well, now Tesla's only $750, so that's $7,500. Cool, but you're telling me that's the bad decision? Oh, okay, but not buy the $10,000 Rolex and give it to the pawn shop for $200. No. That was a much better decision, you know, because that was going to help you, you know, pull game, pull some bitches, pull some baddies. Nope. He ain't getting no bitches. They just laughed at him. Like, what do you want me to say, America? So, there you go. I think pawn shops continue to go higher. Now, again, I was jumping in on EZPW. Ticker symbol is EZPW. I was jumping in this one, I think 720 or so. It's up 3% today as I'm recording this clip. But again, I think this is a stock. I was jumping in at 720. I got some at 693 too. So roughly I was trying to get my cost average to $7. But long story short, I think this thing breaks 10 by the end of the year. And I think next year, which is honestly what this might be a stock I own until next summer. So again, the ones with Dollar General and Dollar Tree, I'll probably hold those until March, April, and I'll see how this recession ends up closing out. Wave 5, which is, in my opinion, January, February, March. EZPW, which is the pawn shops, I think this one actually booms in the summer of next year. So although I think this stock can finish above $10 this year, the real reason I'm owning it is because I think it can break $12 next year. And I think that's where it makes the big fucking money. Because what happens is when people start losing their jobs and they get their hours cut back at work, everyone's going to flood the pawn shop because they need the fucking money. But then what happens is the pawn shop buys it at a super fucking big ass discount because they need you, or excuse me, you need them. They don't need you, right? And then they hold on to that shit. And then when the economy fucking recovers, and again, it might not happen until spring or summer of next year, but eventually when it recovers, now all of a sudden people are going to the pawn shops and they're like, oh bro, is that a diamond rollie? And they'll be like, yeah, I'm selling it for $500. Damn, how much is it worth? And the pawn shop guy's going to be like, it's worth $10,000, but I'll sell it to you for $500. But he bought it for $200 from your bitch ass. You see how that fucking doubles up right there? So again, all they got to do is slowly but surely just wait for the economy to recover next year. We're not going to recover the economy this year. We still have wave 4 to get through, right? But next year, after the bankruptcies, after the fucking Chapter 7 bankruptcies and the delinquencies and possible foreclosures, probably not many, but maybe, some foreclosures, again, in some markets more than other. But when you start to see those bankruptcies, those foreclosures, those houses coming on the market, after all of the pain and chaos is done, and the economy finally starts to bottom out, finally starts to just uptick a little bit, finally starts to recover to the upside, that's when pawn shops are going to be like, all right, here we go. I got a $10,000 rollie, $500. And then some guy's going to come in and be like, oh, I got 500. All right, well, now it's 600. Oh, I got 600. All right, now it's 700, 800, 900, 950. Put that shit on eBay. See how much they sell it for. You know what I mean? Like, because they can do shit like that. They got time on their side. All they got to do is wait for the economy to basically recover. And as long as it doesn't take 5 years to recover, they're going to make a big-ass profit. Why? Because they bought it on fucking pennies on the dollar, nickels on the dollar, dimes on the dollar from yo dumbass. Yo bitch ass that refused to put that money in stocks, in crypto, and Bitcoin. You refused to buy the dip when I told you. You refused to ride with the motherfucking general. And you refused to listen when someone was trying to save your ass from fucking poverty, living on your hands and fucking knees, and living paycheck to paycheck like a stupid dumb bitch, when somebody was trying to put his foot up your ass and teach you the way to get to financial freedom and financial independence instead of living with your mama's house like a bitch ass motherfucker, when someone was trying to save your financial fucking freedom. And Magallon Entertainment. But don't worry. It's all my fault. So there you go. Easy PW. I still like that one. I still really like that one. All right. I still like that one. And with that being said, I want to spend the next 20 minutes here, and I want to give you some new stocks. Okay. Here's the new stocks I want to talk about tonight. All right. I'm gonna go pick up speed here, and I need you to write this shit down. This is a double play right here. The first one is, ticker symbol is WM. This is Waste Management. Ticker symbol is WM, and this is Waste Management. So, why do I like Waste Management? This is a stock I actually used to own for a long time, and then I dumped it on the side of the road like a bag of trash, like the bag of trashes they pick up. But I used to be invested in Waste Management once upon a time. Why is Waste Management a really great stock, and particularly a recession-proof stock? This is why. Waste Management is a really good recession-proof stock, because all they do is pick up trash. That's all they do. Now, why is Waste Management a really great defensive stock? One, people always have to throw their trash out, right? Now, I want to point something out. Waste Management did not do a great job during the last recession. Let me say it again. Waste Management did not do a great job during the last recession. Let me say it one last time so we're all on the same page. Waste Management did not do a great job during the last recession. What ended up having the last recession is a lot of people just stopped paying for trash services. And a lot of people just started taking their trash. They would drive around in the middle of the desert, middle of buttfuck Utah, buttfuck New Mexico, buttfuck Texas, buttfuck Arizona, buttfuck Oklahoma, buttfuck Lake LA. And they would go to all these fucking random areas, and then they would pop the trunk open, they throw all their fucking bags of trash on the side of the road, and then they dip the fuck out. Because when recession gets bad, and I mean when recessions get really motherfucking bad, people basically just refuse to pay for trash pickup. They refuse, because it's X amount of money, and when money gets tight, and when money gets strapped, and when money gets really fucking bad, people just refuse to pay for trash pickup. Now, how has Waste Management and other trash companies been able to basically adjust for this so that way they're ready for the next recession? Easy. They started getting more and more contracts with apartment complexes, and more contracts with apartment complexes over the years. And the reason that is so crucial is because most apartment complexes, when you sign up the lease for an apartment complex, the trash is already included in the rent basically. Like when you pay for it, you have to pay it all together. So for an example, if you live in an apartment complex, you're not allowed to pay the rent, but not pay for trash. Like, you have to pay for everything. It's all bundled up together in one fucking jumbo payment. And so because of that, there are more people, I don't want to say there's more people living in apartments than before, but there's a lot more apartment complexes now than there were back in 2008, 2009. Like apartment complexes, like they started to boom and explode after the 08-09 great financial crisis, right? Because honestly, it's kind of a really good investment because at that point it's just about how many units you can build. And there's a lot of people in real estate that love to invest in, mostly institutional investors and banks. They love to invest in apartment complexes because again, when rent's really high in an area and it only costs X amount to build an apartment complex and overhead is fairly cheap, right? Just hire a couple of people here for maintenance. Overall, these apartment complexes are really good cash flow generators, especially if you have the money to invest in one or build one yourself or pay for the development of one. So apartment complexes have actually started to grow, and I wouldn't say in popularity, but they've started to explode across the country since 08-09. So there's a lot of apartment complexes now in general around the country and around the world. And again, part of the rent that's already included in the rent is the trash bill. So the reason Waste Management is trying to get all these partnerships, and they've been doing it for 10 straight years now, is because they always knew one day we're going to go through another recession. We don't know when, but one day we're going to go through a fucking recession. And when that recession happens, we don't want to be sitting here like fucking babosos like, oh, nobody's paying for trash pickup. What do we do? What do we do? They don't want to be stuck in that same place again. They want to learn from their mistakes. So one of the things that this company did is start to sign up more and more contracts with apartment complexes across the country and around the world because they also operate in Europe. So because of this, I think Waste Management is more set up for success today than they were in the past, which means they're going to be very defensive. Now, does that mean this stock is going to double and triple anytime soon? Fuck no, it's not. But it is going to be defensive. And I could almost guarantee you this stock is going to finish the year positive. Matter of fact, it will. It's going to be too defensive no matter what. So, right now as I record the clip, the stock is trading at 128. The stock opened the year at 135. I think this stock is going to finish the year probably around 150. The stock today is 128. It opened up the year at 135. I think the stock finishes the year at least at 150. Now again, you're going to say, but Miguel, that doesn't sound like a lot of upside. It sounds like it's only going to go up 10%. It doesn't really sound like it's a big money maker. It's not. Did I say it's going to fucking explode? Did I say it's going to, run to the upside? Did I say this bitch is a runner, she's a sprinter, she's a track star? Did I say that shit? No, bitch. I'm saying she's going to keep your money safe. She's not going to make you any money. She ain't a hustler. She ain't a boss bitch. And she ain't even a bad bitch. She's a basic one. But you know what she is? She's fucking loyal. She's loyal. She's not going to fuck your homies. She's not going to give them head. She's not going to fuck around when you get locked up in the pinta. She's not going to do you wrong. She's not going to do you dirty. She's going to be loyal to the motherfucking bone. And sometimes that's all you can ask from a woman. That's all you can ask. Especially you little dick motherfuckers. That's probably the best you can ask for. Shit. You know what I mean? So, look, if you're a little dick loser, like that's probably what you should be going after. Someone that's loyal. Someone that loves you for you. Someone that's going to love you for who you are. Okay? Even if you end up not fucking achieving everything you said you were. So I look at, I'm looking at the wrong chart here. Waste Management. Waste Management. Some of you are like, hold on, what's 128? Waste Management's 152. That one opened up the year at 162. I think Waste Management finishes the year at 175. The ticker I was thinking about is the other stock that I'm recommending. And that is Republic Services. Republic Services is ticker symbol RSG. Ticker symbol is RSG. Ticker symbol is RSG. Republic Services is basically another waste management stock. So this is basically a combo play. Now, am I saying buy both of them? No. Am I even saying buy one of them? No. All right? Again, if she ain't a fucking 10, I don't want her. You know what I mean? But what I am telling you is, are they going to be defensive? Yes. So again, Republic Services, ticker symbol is RSG. That one's 128. It opened the year at like 135. I think it finishes the year at least 150. And then we go to Waste Management. Ticker symbol is WM. And Waste Management, ticker symbol WM, that one is 152 right now. It started the year at 162. I think it probably finishes the year, like 172, 175, maybe 180. Who gives a fuck? So I'm just recommending these two right now because, again, when times are volatile, when everything's uncertain, when everything's going up, down, sideways, jump around, right? Everyone's always like, oh, Miguel, I need defense. General, hook me up with some defense. And you know me, like I'm all offense because I got nothing but time on my side. And if I'm always thinking 5 to 10 years out, why the fuck would I be playing defense today? I want to play offense. I need a fucking score right now. Fuck defense. You know what I mean? Like, So to me, I'm not saying that, again, these aren't going to necessarily compound your portfolios. These aren't necessarily going to skyrocket the portfolio. These aren't necessarily going to make you a fuck ton of money. But you know what they're going to do? They're not going to lose you any money. They're going to protect your shit. They're going to make sure your shit is okay. And some of you, because you don't like volatility, some of you, because you don't buy the dips when I tell you to, some of you, because you always want to be conservative with your financial decisions, for some of you, this is probably a really good choice. Waste management and Republic Services. Again, they're not necessarily going to double, triple any of that shit, but I think they're going to be really good for a portfolio to play defense. So yeah, there's that. Next one that I want to talk about is ticker symbol AWK. Listen to AWK. AWK is American Water Works Company. American Water Works Company. This one, AWK, this is basically the water bill. These guys just are in charge of your water bill. This one started the year at 180. Today it's 140. I think this one has a little bit more upside. But, you know what I mean? Again, is this one going to run to like 300 anytime soon? Absolutely not. It's also another $150 stock, right? Very similar to Waste Management. Not going to explode. Not necessarily going to rip to the upside, any of that shit. But it's going to be very defensive. I think it's oversold right here. I think it finishes the year at least like 185. Because at the end of the day, motherfuckers got to take a shower. They're stanky as fuck. So I like American Water Works. Again, is it a runner? Is it a fucking sprinter? Is it a fucking track star? No. But she's going to be loyal. She's going to be down. And she's always going to be with you. She's not going to fucking let you down. So again, she's not going to take off to the moon. But she's not going to fucking take you to the grave. There you go. Next up, I want to talk about Coca-Cola and Pepsi. Some people keep betting on it. Coca-Cola and Pepsi. And it's just like Coke, Pepsi. Why? Because they're defensive? Because everyone's fat as fuck and wants to drink soda all day? That's why they're going to be defensive? Because motherfuckers can't put down the sugar? Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe. But to me, I don't like them. Stop asking me about Coke. Stop asking me about Pepsi. Look, there's a lot. Look, are these guys going to be defensive too? Yeah, they are. But, you know, again, I'm not trying to be all defense. I'm trying to score. I'm trying to score touchdowns. I'm trying to get the rock. I'm trying to fucking break these bitches in half. So I'm not here to fucking play defense all day. So some of you guys like Coke, some of you guys like Pepsi. Yeah, they're probably going to be very defensive. The stock was like $50 50 years ago. 50 years is still defensive. Great. Wow. Hallelujah. You made so much money. Fuck out of here with that shit. You guys have goals in life. You guys have dreams in life. And you guys got to fucking pursue them. And you're not going to pursue them by always playing fucking defense. You're just not. If you wanted to play defense, you should have done what I told you to do back in January and February and buy the stocks I told you to buy back then. Now it's too late. Now you have to play offense. Now you got to fucking score the ball. Now it's either touchdown or not. You know what I mean? So now is not the time to play defense. Now is the time to load the motherfucking trigger. So you guys over here are like, damn, bro, you right. I'm like, I know, huh? So there you go. Let me see. I think that's pretty much okay. One last one for you guys, and this is the last one, and then I'm out. In regards to wireless connection, some of you guys are asking me about that, like AT&T, T-Mobile. I don't like it. I don't like AT&T. I don't like T-Mobile. I don't like Verizon. I think they're all bitch-ass motherfuckers. If you're gonna play defense in the telecommunication space, the one I like the most, and this is just mine, it's American Towers. American Towers is ticker symbol AMT. Ticker symbol is AMT. Ticker symbol is AMT. I'm going to pop it up right now. American Towers. Again, this is basically like cell phone towers. This is a really good 5-year chart. They continue to grow. I used to be invested in this one as well. But again, it's just defense. It's 260 right now. It was 280 to start the year. It's going to be okay. You know what I mean? I think at some point, I don't know if it really finishes the year positive, but it's going to be defensive. If you're going to play telecommunications, then that's probably the way to go. Am I going to invest in this one at 250? No, not on your fucking life. Again, I'm out here. I'm trying to score the touchdown. I'm trying to score the rock. I'm trying to get to where I want to be in life. And I'm not going to get there by investing in defense all fucking day. So to me, if you want offense, again, you want to make a deal with the devil, you got to go to pawn shops. Because I think pawn shops from now until next summer, I think they're going to make a lot of money. I think they're going to get everything nickels and dimes and pennies on the dollar. I think they're going to sell it for twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 10 times the fucking profit next year. And I think they're going to be swimming in this money probably 12 months from now. Then I look at Dollar General, I look at Dollar Tree as a fucking recap of last night's clip. I continue to see more and more people going into them. I think they're going to see an explosion in revenue. I think they're going to see an explosion in customers. And when these layoffs happen, I think a lot of people are going to go there because they need to make that dollar motherfucking stretch. And then finally on defense for tonight, Waste Management, Republic Services, taking out the trash. People are going to pay for it because you already paid for it on your rent. And I think a lot of people right now are going into apartment complexes because they don't have enough money on a down payment on a home. Their credit score fucking sucks, and they just don't qualify for enough money to buy a home. And I think that's what you're going to continue to see moving forward. Because mortgage rates are so high, because interest rates are so high, I think you're going to continue to see a lot of people either staying at home with their mom and dad, staying at home with their in-laws, or moving into an apartment complex and being forced to pay the trash bill because it comes bundled with the fucking rent payment. And so because of that, because Waste Management and Republic Services are making a lot of their money from apartment complexes, I think they're going to be okay. Finally, I think people still have to pay their water bill no matter what to take that stank-ass shower because some of you motherfuckers are dirty as fuck. And I think people are going to have to keep paying it. So I think AWK does well. And I think it comes back to the upside, right? But, you know what I mean? I think that's where we are right now. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to continue to look at what's going on in this economy. I'm going to continue to do my best to look at economic data. I'm going to interpret the data. I'm going to tell you what the data is. I'm going to tell you why I'm looking at it that way. I'm going to continue to spend every single day in the stock market, 16 hours a day until the motherfucking body drops on the living room floor. I'm going to continue to look for different investments. I'm going to continue to advance my portfolio. I'm going to continue to compound my portfolio, continue to compound my money, get interest on interest on interest on the motherfucking interest. And I'm going to continue to make sure that we make it out this recession and we make it out the recession as motherfucking millionaires. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for listening to the one, the only, the motherfucking General Magallon Entertainment. And for all the VIP subscribers out there, I got you guys this weekend. I'm going to come out with some more VIP clips and more VIP clips and more VIP clips because you guys know when you're a ride or die soldier for Magallon Entertainment, when you're a ride or die soldier with the motherfucking General, I always make sure all my soldiers eat. Shout out to all the VIPs tonight. This weekend, the General's motherfucking coming. And you can bet I'm on it.
Whip through the dash. Something on my wrist is blinking. Got a bad bitch in my ride. But the whole time I'm still thinking. Bet I'm on it. Bet I'm on it. This ain't no motherfucking leash. I bet I own it. Smoking green, and I'm leaning out the ladle. I'm the flyest nigga living, and the whip while I'm still thinking. Bet I'm on it. Bet I'm on it. This ain't no motherfucking leash. I bet I own it. Can't respect none of your lies. Got a tampon on my line. pH levels on offset, but pussy hate a good try. Double seal, double cup, double parked at this time. Double taking place on a double date. She got ass shots. Bartender, she got hair shots. Take her home, give her back shots. Hustle real hard, never made it with a sport. 504 grams, and you never would have thought. 18 ounces, made it with a fork. Loved in the hood, but I hated on the court. When the ball hit the rim, that's a miss. Come to think about it, wait, that's a brick. 308 balls, coming no assist. Oh, here we go again. Mine on dope again. Cuffs on my wrist, tell the deets, I don't know again. Insecure guy, probably mad about his hoe again. Foreign on the just take your bitch, cause she was taking interest. Later, lick her neighbor, kiss her ear and rip her from the rear. Whip through the dash. Something on my wrist is blinking. Got a bad bitch in my ride. But the whole time I'm still thinking. Bet I'm on it. Bet I'm on it. This ain't no motherfucking leash. I bet I own it. Smoking green, and I'm leaning out the ladle. I'm the flyest nigga living, and the whip while I'm still thinking. Bet I'm on it. Bet I'm on it. This ain't no motherfucking leash. I bet I own it.
I ain't with all the arcades, dogged out like a Sharpay. Fucked your girl for an appetizer, then fucked again for an entree. Southside where I came from, murder rate on the rise. Niggas will murk for food, they might as well hold up a sign. I get mine, spell it with a Z. Niggas sleeping on me, ZZZ. I wake them niggas up, take them niggas cut, ate them niggas lunch, EBT. See my movements is a movie. Good head soothes me, and I love group sex. Hell yeah, I'm a groupie. If sex is a weapon, hear the air with that Uzi. Told her to wipe me down. Hear the air with that boosie. Then we got got trippy. Here to add with that juicy. Had sex with a raw. Here to add with that sushi.
Whip through the dash. Something on my wrist is blinking. Got a bad bitch in my ride. But the whole time I'm still thinking.
Bet I'm on it. Bet I'm on it. This ain't no motherfucking leash. I bet I own it.
Smoking green, and I'm leaning out the ladle. I'm the flyest nigga living in the whip while I'm still thinking.
Bet I'm on it. Bet I'm on it. This ain't no motherfucking leash. I bet I own it.